Chubstep.
Jrad. Cacao.
Creating the oil of gold.
Steed.
Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Where were you born?
What are you miming there, sir?
A child tying his tie. I'm trying to do a simple half Windsor so she knows I'm a baby. Look at this. See how basic this knot is?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Hey, everybody. Get ready for episode 426.
I think it's 24, but that's a good
Buckle
stretch,
up.
dude.
Was it really? All right, pretty close.
It's 424. It's 420. Well, you know what? To be fair, there was some episodes that we like. There was a bonus episode that didn't have a number. So it actually is close to like the 427, 428 number, but technically it's 424.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought I was going to be doing this by myself.
Why is that?
Because you were just in Alaska. You just decided to up and go to Alaska without telling anybody.
That part is true. I knew, my wife knew because she was there.
Was this just hey, I hear Alaska's pretty nice this time of year?
No, but I had forgotten about it a little bit. To be fair, like I actually forgot. Like I was with my brother and sister parents like on Wednesday, and then I was like, oh yeah, they're like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow night for Alaska, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you were going. And it's like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty far away. Okay,
yeah,
have fun.
Because I think I bought the ticket so long ago that I kind of just like forgot about it. You know, like wasn't on the radar recently. Yeah, I did 2 red-eye flights. So I did a red-eye flight Thursday night and then a red-eye flight this past night. That's kind of the most flights. So
it's brutal.
I was there like 4 full days. But with 2 of those days being very little sleep, as in right now. You can't really sleep on a plane.
Did the sun go down ever?
So here's what I noticed.
Or is it in the nighttime mode?
It's definitely more of the summer. So here's the biggest thing I found out about Alaska weather-wise. Just because it says, 20 hours of daylight does not mean sunlight. That just means
kind of bright?
No, that just means it's bright, but that doesn't mean the sun is shining. It was cloudy. I think we had maybe, if I was there 4 full days, maybe had 3 hours of actual sun shining through the clouds.
I don't think Alaska's known for its bright, sunny beaches.
No, it's definitely not. But I wasn't expecting it to be like cloudy and basically raining the entire time. That I was there.
Oh, boo-hoo.
That was the peak time to travel. Like this is and I think they say like June through August is like peak time, peak travel.
Okay,
time.
well, yeah, because the other times it's a frozen wasteland.
Yeah, it's even worse. Yeah, but we went to this place as like kind of animal sanctuary place, kind of rescue rehab for the animals that were on drugs, I'm assuming, or just ones they rescued.
Yeah. And
we talked to the person at the front gate. We're like, hey, would it be better to come back Monday when it's a little better weather? And she's like, are you from here? And we said, no. And she said, well, it's like this all the time. It'll be like this till it's winter.
Oh, okay. Sorry for asking.
She said it very rudely. It was not going to go well, but yeah, it did kind of drizzle constantly, basically nonstop. The 4 days we were there constantly.
It's better than snow ice.
It's hail. For sure better than snow ice. Yeah, it for sure was more doable than snow ice. I just don't think I was that prepared for constant,
Would you say Alaska's overrated?
No, I think the views, like the stuff you can see there, is hard to see other spots. Like the glaciers are really cool. The wildlife is really cool.
I have ice cubes in my fridge.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 2 birds outside right now.
Yeah. So puffin, I had never seen a puffin before.
I thought those went extinct.
It was interesting you say that, Steve, because I think there was some big thing about puffins with like cereal a while back, like Save the Puffins.
Well, there was toucan. No, there was a puffin cereal, wasn't there? No, I don't know.
I think
I'm thinking of
like,
dodos. I'm thinking of the dodo bird.
Well, the dodo bird doesn't look too much different from what I could picture the dodo bird looking like. But the puffin kind of looks like a mix between a penguin. It's like a penguin that flies. And what's funny about them is they apparently, you notice when they're flying, because they have to flap their wings like really hard. It looks like they're putting in a ton of effort. Like some birds, they just glide.
Yeah,
this is the opposite. They're literally like,
I gotta go. Yeah, their wings are not big compared to their
tiny wings, and they have like loons, who we've talked about on the show.
I love
have
loons.
Thick bones, so they can dive in the water.
Yes, they're carnivores. Yeah,
apparently to the point where if they eat too much, they actually can't take off flight. Like they'll have to wait until they digest. It's
surprising that these birds, like everything I'm seeing about them, they just suck. Like they're shitty at everything. I'm surprised they've lasted this long.
That's why we have to save them constantly.
So it's like I search puffin, and it's like puffins starve in Gulf of Maine. Dead puffins wash up on our shores. Dead like these things suck. They're just bad at being.
They look cool though. They look really cool.
They do look pretty cool. They have a cool beak.
Yeah, like that's really what it is. It's the beak. Things like that, porpoises, which I thought a porpoise was just a type of like mammal that shot water out of its holes.
I thought it was a dolphin.
Yeah, but there was a specific thing called a Dall's porpoise that we ran into.
You just ran into an underwater creature?
It was as we were on a boat. It was like swimming along us. It basically looks like a killer whale that's kind of fat, gained some weight in the belly.
This thing sucks too. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, picture a beer belly version of a killer whale.
A chunky killer whale.
But actually, it's crazy because they go crazy fast. They just look like they're chunky.
That's pretty wild.
Really go like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, fast swimmers.
Fast swimmers.
Extremely fast. Fastest of all cetacean species.
Yeah.
So good for them. Do not look it. I'll say that much.
So to go back to your question, I don't think it's overrated, but I think it is tough to it's not like an easy travel experience.
It's a hard sell.
Everything's really far away from one another. There's nothing like, if you go here, you're another like 2.5 hour drive till something else. You would think there'd be a lot more fish, like stands around, like
fishing stand.
Like you'd picture like a fishing village, and you go up and there's like a bunch of guys like just selling crabs, like they just pulled up, and like
a little market.
Yes, turns out it was actually pretty hard to find restaurants that were serving fish a lot of times, even though that's like one of the main industries there. Like finding, crabs. You might go to a town, and let's just say it has 5 restaurants. There might be 1 or 2 that have crab legs.
Well, they sell them all.
Yeah,
I guess.
Well, they're probably exporting them all. Like, don't keep any for the local stuff. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because the commercial guys, they're like, screw Alaskans. We're gonna sell it to the big wigs in New York City. Yeah. And so, if you wanted your own, I guess you'd have to get on your own damn boat and drive into the ocean.
But you saw how much did like fishing wise for you. It definitely, like, for sure, if you want to do a fishing hunting trip, that's 100 place to go. Like, we walked down just to the river at one point. There's 2 people in the classic like waders, and they were fishing for salmon, and they were just they didn't want to catch the sockeye salmon, the red salmon, but they kept like pulling up the sockeye salmon, like, but it was like damn non-stop. And you could see them like coming up sometimes in a Midwest river you might see carp that just like come up to the water.
Yeah.
And I think
there is a salmon spawn right now.
That's
so
fair.
This is like the premier.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But that's what it was like. It was like when you have those kind of shitty carp, but these were actually like salmon that were just like coming to the water. But yeah, like I said, really cool, very beautiful place, but just not easy to go around. And if somebody lives there full time, they're intense, because that is not an easy place to live.
Yeah.
It's not like Colorado, like,
it's
just like,
snows here.
It snows here. It's like you have to plan ahead that, hey, this road there's like one road a lot of times that goes
I'm stuck for
Yeah,
3
you're
months.
stuck. Exactly. Stuck for 3. There's plenty of times we saw like that fires went through and like those people had just been stuck. They would have to take like planes or boats some way that they couldn't go. So you have to be pretty hardcore, pretty tough if you're going to actually like live there full time.
Unless you're in like downtown Anchorage.
Yeah, but downtown Anchorage is not. I thought it was going to be a much bigger town. It's pretty small. There's not a ton to do in Anchorage. It's
yeah.
not,
Well, we only know about it because it's like one of the cities.
Yeah, and it's the size. I didn't realize this is the size of Delaware, like or maybe even bigger square footage than Delaware.
It's only 291,000 people.
Yes, which is like a huge portion of the population. I think it's like a 700,000 or 800,000 population state.
Wow. Yeah, nearly 40% of the state's population.
So, and if you look at the actual size of Anchorage, so you're like, 300,000, that sounds decent. But like the size, the square mileage of Anchorage, they said was like bigger than Rhode Island, like basically the size of Delaware is just the city of Anchorage. So it's pretty spread out. There's not a ton to do there, but again, really, pretty area, a lot of cool stuff to do. But kind of intense and kind of hard to traverse depending on what you want to do. But cool to check out. I'd recommend it.
Awesome. Jay, this is going to be the Alaska sode.
Okay.
I got some Alaska stuff.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
Okay. Did you know that the Japanese invaded Alaska in World War II?
No, they didn't. Where?
They did. In the Aleutian Islands.
Oh,
they
like
took over
those crazy ones that go like way.
They took over
there?
2 islands. And so they didn't want US and Russia to team up.
Okay.
And for some reason they're like, all right, we're going to go right in between them and that'll stop them. And then they were going to they wanted to take over Alaska, use it as a base to launch planes from and bomb LA and stuff.
Okay.
So they take over 2 islands. One had indigenous peoples on it. They just put them in a concentration camp in Japan. They just shipped them out. So that would suck if you were one of them.
Okay.
And then I think
the government doesn't help me anyway. I just live on this island. Can you just leave me alone?
Yeah. World War II Japanese might have been one of the worst people to get taken captive by.
100%. It was. Yeah.
So you're like, oh, who's invading us? Oh shit, it's Japan. Oh god.
Yeah, we don't talk about that as much because Japan, in a different sense, still kind of, it's still similar to the same country. That's obviously it's a completely different type of thing now, but it's not like the Nazi regime that got completely folded and then Germany took over. Japan wasn't as extreme of a kind of a flip from the old one to the new one.
Yeah.
But there was, just as bad of stuff going on their side, especially to a lot of the Chinese people that they were capturing. But it's definitely just was not talked about in our history books. I feel like ever. It was always a focus on the Nazis.
Well, yeah, you can't talk about mass rape.
I guess that's a good point. Or
and sex slaves.
Yeah.
Because you're 12.
That's fair. I probably didn't
be a
need
little
to be
extreme.
scarred any more than I was.
After watching 9/11 live.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so they took it over. Then, the U.S. responds by dropping over 65,000 pounds of bombs on these islands.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
And the Japanese held out for over a year. Crazy.
Those guys would have been so pissed. They're I'm stuck on this island that has nothing on it.
Oh my god! And then winter comes.
Islands. Yeah. Then
winter. Yeah, and you're oh god, this sucks.
And so
we did take it back.
Okay, good.
Hey, I stopped smoking cigarettes.
Oh, good.
Isn't that something? I'm on to cigars now. I'm onto a 5-year plan. I eliminated the cigarettes, then I go to cigars, then I go to pipes, then I go to chewing tobacco, then I'm onto that nicotine gum.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, the Latuya Bay incident. There was an earthquake in this, Alaska has, I think, 7,000 earthquakes a year or some shit.
Yeah, some crazy amount. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of earthquakes. So there's this bay on the coast of the Pacific Ocean, and it's, shaped like a vulva, if that makes sense. And at one end, there's the ocean. Then at the inside land end, there's like a big mountain, like just giant Alaskan mountain range. So big earthquake hits, and it like dumps a huge like rock slide into the bay. I think it was 90 million tons of rocks, which is equivalent of 8 million dump truck loads.
Oh my God.
Dumping into the bay at once. So, and there's like eyewitnesses for this.
Oh God. When was it? What year?
This one was in 1958.
Okay.
So pretty recent, but there was like geologists had been there before this, and they like saw lines, I guess, on like the trees or the rocks or something. They're like, seems like something weird went down here. And people were fishing in the bay. Like two of them died. One guy, I guess he must have been near the back before the wave got too big, but he said like his boat went over trees that were like on, and then it like goes out to sea, and it got up to, the waves splashed up to 1,720 feet high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, taller than the Empire State Building. And if you look at a picture of the bay, it's probably zoomed out. It's a few miles. I mean, it would have just been like insane.
I'm shocked that guy survived.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like he must have been, and they said there was like an explosion and like the glacier just like launched into the air. Like it was just absolute mayhem. But yeah, I guess some people live to see it, and one guy, or he's just like a crazy old man that's like, I was on the bay that day.
Yeah.
Because the other two people did die, but
well, they're lucky they didn't happen in a more populated area.
Oh my God, yeah. If that was in like, I don't know, San Diego,
there
would have been 10,000 people in that bay.
Yeah. See, this is the one thing I wish about this. You know, you hope this never happens, but if it happened in modern technology, everybody would have their phone out. We would have gotten some actual good footage of this.
Oh, we would have had great footage. Yeah.
And there would have been one YouTuber guy like trying to surf it.
Yeah. Well, lucky for us, it looks like the giant waves at this bay happen once every quarter of a century.
Oh God.
So once every one. Oh,
that's 25
so
years.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 9,000 chance on any given day of that happening again.
I don't like that at all.
So hopefully somebody put a camera up.
Yeah,
like at the end,
not just a permanent, permanent camera. Oh God,
that's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I just stumbled upon that just now. I would really like to see Lituya Bay round 27 or whatever.
I didn't realize the second biggest earthquake ever in the history of the world that we have recorded of happened in Alaska in 1964.
Oh.
And it would actually happen in a lot of the areas we were going. So a lot of the stuff there was like they were telling the stories about, and you can look up pictures of this online, kind of what I'll pull up some here.
Like what it looked like before and then after.
They don't have a ton of great before and after, but you can just kind of see the devastation of it.
Oh yeah.
They talk.
Oh my God.
We would like.
Oh my God.
We would drive past some of these. It was a 9.2, I think, which is just, like I said, it's the second largest one ever recorded.
Yeah,
but it just like would flatten. They talked about these like neighborhoods that used to be there, and the neighborhoods are just gone.
Jeez.
And like they would have houses up on here that would just like slide down, and like people. There was just, it was insane. This guy.
That guy got a log through his tire.
You have to get a new tire at that point.
How does that happen?
If you could do it through the top part, you could patch it, but if it's sidewall,
sidewall, you're screwed. He is screwed.
Yeah. So, but that happened on, I think it was Good Friday. Yeah.
Oh man! Friday, so everybody's eating fish and stuff.
Yeah. So, and it made me think. Here's a little Chubistory here.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history.
Have you ever asked yourselves in an hour of meditation, which everyone finds during the day, how long we have been striving for greatness?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
America is the richest, most powerful nation on earth. If America was a woman, America would be a big titty woman. And everybody loves a big titty woman.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chubistory.
Please clap.
But it made me think about this one earthquake that happened in Lisbon. I think 1755. Here it is. Yeah, 1755. So this happened on All Saints' Day. So this was the casualties. They don't know because this is 1755, but they say between 12,000 and 50,000.
Oh, geez. Were they having like a big
30,000 people? But what happened is that so though they were doing this, they were All Saints' Day, so everybody was like in church praying.
What's All Saints' Day? What is that?
It's a religious
like
holiday.
Christmas.
It's a good question. What All Saints? I've heard of it. I don't know if I know exactly what All Saints' Day is.
It's for like all the shit saints that
I'm sure,
they just
lump because
it
a lot
in.
of the saints don't get the credit that the other ones do.
Yeah, you don't get the JC credit. I mean,
yeah, like Saint Charles, Saint Croix.
Saint.
All the good locations. Cabo
San Lucas.
Exactly. So for the lesser known locations that are based on saints, people get to go celebrate that. But everybody was in church had these candles and things. So this crazy earthquake happened. I don't think they know they say the magnitude was between 7.7 and 9 because they don't know for sure. It's an estimate. But this thing happened. So so a lot of the churches collapsed. Some people, they weren't rated for earthquakes obviously at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe if they do collapse or not, the candles are everywhere. They start things on fire.
Yeah. Oh God.
So now you've got this thing and this fire, and then on top of that, like you're kind of saying here, a lot of times earthquakes causes tsunami. So then this huge tidal wave comes and crashes into the city, destroys a huge section of Lisbon at the time, and then, like I said, 30. They're saying most experts say 30 to 40,000 killed.
I'm not. If I survive that, I am not going back to church.
That's what they said. So it caused a huge uproar. People were like, "Well, why did this happen on a religion?
Why am I giving 10% of my money to you? What's up with that?"
Yeah. So it did definitely affect the religious aspect of it.
Yeah, they switched teams. They called Muhammad. They're like, "All right, we're in."
Yeah. They were close to Morocco. They could have been an easy switch. But it's interesting that both these kind of happen on a holiday. So maybe just be a little more cautious.
Yeah.
Sending a message, right?
Yeah. Maybe, like God can't communicate like gently because he's so powerful.
That's right.
So he sees these people worshiping and he gives a little clap and then he's like, "Oh shit. Oh damn. Oh I messed up." Yeah. One of the things here, Steed, that I thought was kind of silly is whenever they show things about climate change, what are the images they always show? They always show the polar bear maybe on its sad polar bear.
Sad polar bear. They show the glaciers falling into the water.
Yep. And then maybe an oil covered bird.
Yeah, exactly. Those are good ones. Now, two of those could be completely legit. One of those things we found out in this tour is just a natural part of what glaciers always do.
Yeah, glaciers
just part of what they do is just fall in water, and that actually has nothing to do with climate change.
But they are melting like crazy. They're melting too much, more than they're refreezing.
Yeah, they said that there is. The one we were looking at ours specifically, right? And they said that it sometimes the melting does speed up the process, but they're not.
Did you say ours?
The one I was looking at.
You said ours as if you own this glacier.
I mean, I would like to think that my federal funding, that my taxes somehow gets kicked back to Alaska,
funds that glacier,
which somehow funds the glacier.
But that one specifically,
they were saying that the heat has not affected it much. We were there; it was constantly falling in the water. But just to see that image, I didn't realize that they just constantly that's just how they move.
You're seeing that live, and at first you're like, "Oh my god."
They told us ahead of time, but it's so funny. That's always the ice sliding in the water. It's the ice caps are melting and it's that, but that's just what they do. That's just how they move.
So it was constant. You said it was constant.
I would.
You don't have to be waiting for 5 hours. or like a day?
They said sometimes you waiting, but the day we were there, it was fairly consistently, probably every 5 to 10 minutes, there was a big chunk that would drop off into the water.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But again, I felt a little bit bait switched or tricked from other things I've been seeing.
Yeah, you're like, you son of a bitch. I went on that tour.
Yeah. One other fun fact here while we were doing final fun facts. I don't know how accurate this is because this is from a tour guide, but they said that when a lot of this kind of gold rush stuff was going on, there was, there's always talk about these towns where like it would be kind of the Wild West where they would have brothels and stuff like that going on.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
brothels,
some of these guys would still be married. Yeah. Some of these guys would still be married. So they would, their wives would fight. There would a lot of times be a lot of shooting in some of these towns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if the town was called Spinard or it became called the Spinard divorce, which was basically these ladies would come if they caught their man cheating on them with like a, sex worker, they would shoot them. And they would a lot of times get like 4 to 5 years in jail at the time. That's
not too bad.
No.
Yeah.
And then apparently the same, if you shot a moose during that time, was 10 years. So I'm not sure how, I don't know if that's more of like a, urban myth or something like that, but it was a funny story, just the concept of like the ladies couldn't really get a divorce. Like it wasn't as easy to just get a divorce back in the day. So they would just like, they would shoot their husbands, go to jail for a couple of years. But if they were to shoot a moose, they would get 10 years.
And good behavior.
Exactly.
And that's if they catch you too.
Yeah, exactly. But that was called the Spinard divorce.
Good for them. Good for Alaska.
Yeah.
Don't double click that iPhone headphone and skip this podcast because we'll be right back with more Chubstep.
I was going to talk about a saying that millennials killed.
Oh, yeah.
Nuke it.
Nuke. Ooh.
I'm going to nuke it.
I still say that.
When you're going to microwave something?
Yeah, I say I'm going to nuke it.
Do you actually?
I actually do.
Okay. You might be the one person keeping it alive.
And I say that and like nobody's like, yeah.
I feel like my dad says that sometimes, or used to say it, but that's not really a term people use anymore. Maybe it'll become more popular with Oppenheimer getting such big box office numbers.
Yeah, but it's going to be like a meme. Like nuke it, brother, and then somebody's gonna like shotgun a beer or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
I went nuclear on that chick last night. I pooped in my pants and cried.
What? Well, going nuclear. I wonder where the nuke it thing came from. Because like, you're not using nuclear radiation.
No, you're using microwaves, which is form of light. You know what I learned about microwaves and the holes?
What's that?
Okay, so microwaves, you have your microwave oven and you have the see-through door, but you have the like cross lattice grid on the see-through door.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so microwaves, the actual waves that heat up your food in there and like can give you bad radiation, their wavelength is like 3 centimeters wide.
Okay.
So
that protects you?
Well, so the cross sections in the glass door are smaller than 3 centimeters. So the microwave can't go through.
That is interesting.
Because the wavelength is thicker than that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. I was like, son of a bitch.
So they all do have it, right? I'm trying to think
if it's a see-through one, it's going to have.
See-through one, it's going to have. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are. But if it doesn't, bad news. And when I lived in Korea, we had the jankiest microwave, and if you turned it on, the Wi-Fi would go out.
Oh my god, that scares me.
Yeah.
Like dial up when you used to get a call, and then your Xbox would stop working online.
Yeah, it was like that. And my roommate, like, I'd be like, whatever, playing Xbox or something, and then I just hear beep beep, and I'd be like, no. Turn the microwave on. Internet goes out.
God, yeah, I feel like microwaves. I think it's such like we take it for granted because it is so nice to just be able to heat up something like that. But like, it is a little bit when we don't know how something's done. Right, the technology is above my head. I understand the concepts, but like,
did I do a Steve science on microwaves?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the concept's easy. Energy goes into water, shakes it, gets hot.
Yeah, but like I couldn't remake it.
No, I don't know how to produce the microwave.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of engine is in there.
But that's nuking it, which nobody tends to say anymore.
Yeah. A little unpolitically correct.
I'd say so. Maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe
if we never drop those bombs, you could say nuke it.
We did have a email correction that I wanted to get to here.
Who are they correcting? You, probably?
Kind of correcting us as a group. All right, but I'm going to read this off.
Okay.
Dear Chubstep, I hope you're having a pleasant day. After reviewing your latest episode, 423 Fraternal Order of Chubstep, I'm requesting a retraction of your false statement regarding the throwing abilities of one Meredith C. Lannon. The line in question is incorrect. She threw them from a jet ski onto a boat. Now, over the boat. Yeah, she threw them over. She missed the boat. This is entirely false, apparently. The sunglasses were thrown onto the boat and they hit the rolled up lily pad, bounced up, and then went into the water. If said lily pad was not present, the sunglasses would have fallen safely onto the boat. Although the victim is entirely strong and capable of distance throwing, that was not the objective. I'm pleased to report that the sunglasses have been found. However, the fish who found them will not return them to the owner, stating finders keepers, incredible throwers with accurate distance abilities, weepers, and included the attached photo. And the attached photo says, "One more to my collection, XOXO Doug." So I don't know if you can see that so well. It never really works on my phone. I'm trying to show.
Yeah,
it's a picture of a fish with sunglasses on. Best wishes, Meredith Landon. So that's we did want to issue when we say things incorrectly, we do like to be corrected so people notice things like that.
I don't, Jay. You're too weak on this. You're taking.
I didn't witness it. I just saw the aftermath. So
you didn't witness it? Okay.
No, I saw the aftermath. So I can't.
I never questioned the power abilities, the capabilities.
Yeah.
I am still gonna officially, on the record, question the accuracy of the toss with understanding that off the back of a jet ski one-handed throw is not an easy throw to make.
Yes, for sure.
But I will say an underhand toss 2 feet into a boat, better option.
Instead of overhand?
Yeah, a lot of sunglasses got lost because of that throw.
Yeah, that's fair. It is. There's this Always Sunny episode where Frank has to throw the keys, and it would be an easy underhand throw, but he overhand throws them into the water. They said, "Why do you?" He's like, "I throw overhand."
Yeah, it was kind of that situation.
Okay.
So I'm that's my official stance.
Okay, that's the stance we're taking. Underhand would have been a better position going forward. But again, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com if you have corrections for the show or just want to ask us a question. Steve, we'll wrap it up there. Short episode this week. Hopefully I have some guests coming on in the upcoming episodes. Steve Swallows on Instagram.
Yep, we are looking good for another year, baby.
Don't you have to do a post this year at some point?
Yeah, I could do a post.
Okay.
All I eat now is meat. I just eat meat.
Okay.
So it's no fun.
Meats, people don't want to see the
just for the Chubstep listeners out there, anything is possible moment. I've dropped, I think, 24 pounds in the past month and a half.
Wow.
Just by not drinking the full bottle of wine every night. And this is easy. These are the steps. Don't drink a full bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Every night. Don't drink soda. at all. No sugary drinks.
Yeah.
And you just work out your bis and tris at least 4 times a week. No legs. No leg day. Screw it.
So people aren't talking about that on the internet. So that's what you need to switch Steve Swallows to, is to a fitness Instagram.
I didn't want to. I have so many.
Here's the trick that doctors don't want you to know. Don't drink a full bottle of wine every night.
Well, some people overlook it. All
That's
right.
True.
Yeah,
no,
and
they talk about beer belly. They don't talk about wine body.
I honestly thought that it was healthier. Part of me thinks that just everything from Italy is healthy. So like olive oil, I rub that on my skin as tanning lotion.
Yeah.
But the wine, I was like, oh, it's just wine. Rich people drink wine.
Yeah.
And, I guess alcoholism, but.
Well, I think drinking the same equivalent of beer would have been worse if I had to guess.
Yes.
Like that amount, just the amount of liquid.
Yeah. Now I drink that same amount of water.
Wow.
Yeah. Healthy. You drinking enough water? Yeah, I am.
I don't, probably not that amount. No.
I wake up 3 times a night to pee.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't shock me, but it's worth it.
It is.
Nice. Well, nice job, Steve. Congrats.
Thanks.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Show has ended. New episodes every Thursday. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.